Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the tragic stories of brilliant inventors who met their end at the hands of their own creations. We love celebrating ingenuity, the drive to solve problems and make the world a better, more interesting place. But the drive to invent is paired with the need to test, and sometimes testing your inventions can be incredibly dangerous. So today, we remember some inventors who, sadly, were victims of their own curiosity and drive. Let's get started. Sylvester Roper was a tinkerer, an engineer, a guy who loved to solve mechanical problems, and in the 1860s he turned his attention to an invention that would eventually become the motorcycle. He built steam-powered bicycles, essentially, and they were capable of remarkable speeds for the time. But in 1896, at a speed trial in Massachusetts, Roper pushed his machine too hard. He was seen to lose control, the velocipede crashed, and Roper died at the scene. Now, it's unclear whether he died of a heart attack just before the crash or if the crash itself was the cause. But Roper's death is a reminder that pushing the limits of technology can come at a steep price. Franz Reichelt was a tailor with a dream. He wanted to fly. He became obsessed with the idea of a wearable parachute, a suit that would allow a person to safely jump from any height. Reichelt designed and built his parachute coat, and in 1912, he decided to test it from, of all places, the Eiffel Tower. Despite warnings from, well, everyone, Reichelt climbed the tower, donned his suit, and jumped. The parachute failed to deploy, and Reichelt plummeted to his death. It's a tragic story, a reminder that even the most well-intentioned dreams can have deadly consequences, if not approached with caution and rigorous testing. Thomas Midgley Jr. was a brilliant chemist, but his legacy is a complicated one. He's the guy who gave us leaded gasoline, which, while increasing engine performance, also released massive amounts of lead into the environment. And he invented CFCs, the chlorofluorocarbons that ate a hole in the ozone layer. But Midgley was also a victim of his own inventions. He contracted polio later in life and became partially paralyzed. To help himself move around in bed, he devised a system of ropes and pulleys. Tragically, in 1944, he became entangled in those very ropes and died of strangulation. Midgley's story is a stark reminder that even the most brilliant minds can make mistakes, and that progress can come with unintended and devastating consequences. Chapter 4. William Bullock, the printing press innovator. William Bullock revolutionized the printing industry with his invention of the web rotary printing press. His invention made it possible to print newspapers and books much faster and more efficiently than ever before. But Bullock's invention would also be his undoing. In 1867, while working on one of his presses, Bullock's leg became trapped in the machinery. The injuries were severe, and despite the efforts of doctors, gangrene set in. Bullock died during surgery to amputate his leg, a victim of the very machine he had created. It's a tragic irony, a reminder that even the most groundbreaking inventions can pose unexpected dangers to their creators. Chapter 5. Henry Smolinski, the dream of a flying car. Henry Smolinski looked to the skies and imagined a future where cars could fly. He co-founded Advanced Vehicle Engineers and set about making that dream a reality. Their creation was the AVE Mizar, a flying car that was essentially a Ford Pinto with detachable wings. The idea was that you could drive to the airport, attach the wings, take off, fly to your destination, land, detach the wings, and drive away. But in 1973, during a test flight, disaster struck. A strut connecting the Pinto to a wing failed, and the Mizar crashed, killing Smolinski and his passenger. The dream of a flying car, it seemed, was still a long way off. Chapter 6. Horace Lawson Hunley, a submerged sacrifice. Horace Lawson Hunley was a Confederate Marine engineer during the Civil War, and he was driven to create a weapon that could break the Union blockade of southern ports. His determination and innovative spirit led him to design a vessel unlike any other seen before. His invention, the H.L. Hunley, a hand-cranked submarine designed to attack enemy ships with a spar torpedo. This submarine was a groundbreaking piece of technology for its time, representing a significant leap in naval warfare. The Hunley was a marvel of engineering, but it was also incredibly dangerous. The confined space and the manual operation made it a perilous endeavor for anyone who dared to crew it. During testing, the submarine sank twice, killing crew members both times. These tragic incidents highlighted the risks involved in pioneering new military technology. Undeterred, Hunley himself took command for the third test. His unwavering commitment to his invention and his cause was evident as he led his crew into uncharted waters. The Hunley successfully attacked and sank the USS Housatonic, marking the first time a submarine had sunk an enemy warship. However, the submarine and its entire crew, including Hunley, were lost in the attack, a somber end to a daring mission. The Hunley story is a testament to the human cost of war and the lengths to which people will go to achieve victory. It serves as a poignant reminder of the bravery and sacrifice of those who push the boundaries of innovation in the face of adversity. Max Valier was a pioneer of rocketry, a man driven to push the boundaries of what was possible. He was fascinated by the idea of space travel, and in the 1920s and 30s he designed and built some of the earliest liquid-fueled rockets. But Valier's passion would ultimately be his undoing. In 1930, while testing one of his rockets in Berlin, disaster struck. The rocket exploded on his test bench, killing Valier instantly. He was just 36 years old. Valier's death was a huge loss for the burgeoning field of rocketry, but his work helped pave the way for future generations of space explorers. Chapter 8. Valerian Abakovsky, Derailed by Speed. Valerian Abakovsky was a Russian inventor with a need for speed. Born in 1895, he was fascinated by the potential of combining aviation technology with rail transport. He designed the Aerowagon, a high-speed rail car powered by an aircraft engine and propeller. This innovative vehicle was intended to revolutionize rail travel. The Aerowagon was designed to carry Soviet officials quickly between cities, but it was a radical design, and many doubted its safety. The concept of a rail car with an aircraft engine was unprecedented. Abakovsky, however, was confident in his creation. He believed that his invention could drastically reduce travel time and improve efficiency. In 1921, he took the Aerowagon on a test run from Moscow to Tula, with Soviet officials on board. The journey was a demonstration of the Aerowagon's capabilities. The trip to Tula was a success, but on the return journey, the Aerowagon derailed at high speed, killing Abakovsky and several passengers. The tragic accident highlighted the risks of pushing technological boundaries without sufficient testing. The Aerowagon project was immediately cancelled, a tragic reminder that even the most innovative ideas need to be thoroughly tested and refined. Abakovsky's dream of high-speed rail travel was derailed, but his vision remains a significant chapter in the history of transportation. Chapter 9. Aurel Vlaicu, A Flight Too Far. Aurel Vlaicu was a Romanian engineer and aviation pioneer who dreamed of soaring above the Carpathian Mountains. He designed and built his own airplanes, the Vlaicu 1 and Vlaicu 2, which were among the first successful aircraft built in Eastern Europe. Vlaicu was a skilled pilot, but his ambition would ultimately be his undoing. In 1913, he attempted to fly his Vlaicu 2 across the Carpathian Mountains, a feat that had never been done before. Tragically, his plane crashed near Campina, Romania, killing Vlaicu instantly. He was just 31 years old. Vlaicu's death was a huge loss for Romanian aviation, but his legacy as a pioneer of flight lives on. Chapter 10. Henry Winstanley, Lost at Sea, Inside His Own Creation. Henry Winstanley was an English engineer who took on the formidable challenge of building a lighthouse on the treacherous Eddystone Rocks, a notorious group of reefs located 14 miles off the coast of Plymouth, England. These rocks had claimed many ships and lives, making navigation perilous. The Eddystone Lighthouse was a marvel of engineering, the first lighthouse to be built in such a hazardous location. It stood as a beacon of hope and safety for sailors navigating the dangerous waters. Winstanley was incredibly proud of his creation, so much so that he wished to be present inside the lighthouse during a violent storm, believing his structure could withstand anything the sea could throw at it. His confidence in his engineering skills was unwavering. Tragically, in 1703, a powerful storm, one of the worst in recorded English history, struck the Eddystone Lighthouse. The storm was so fierce that it became known as the Great Storm of 1703. The lighthouse was completely destroyed, and Winstanley, who was inside at the time, perished along with it. His dream and his life were both shattered by the relentless force of nature. No trace of him or the lighthouse was ever found. The sea had claimed them both, leaving behind only memories and stories of Winstanley's ambition and tragic end. Winstanley's death was a tragic reminder of the awesome power of nature and the importance of respecting the sea. His story serves as a testament to human ingenuity and the unpredictable might of the natural world. Honoring the fallen, celebrating the spirit of invention. Thanks for watching. If you found these stories as fascinating as they are tragic, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more intriguing content. It's important to remember these inventors, not just for their tragic ends, but for their incredible contributions to human ingenuity. They were dreamers, tinkerers, and visionaries who dared to push the boundaries of what's possible. And while their stories serve as cautionary tales, they also inspire us to keep exploring, keep inventing, and keep reaching for new heights, always with an eye towards safety and a healthy respect for the power of the things we create. See you next time.